Hello guys.
Hi guys, how you doing?
We hope you're doing good.
Listen.
Welcome to another edition of
Behind the scenes, and we're so excited today. As you can see,
Yes.
we are not alone.
Yes.
We are with the gorgeous Joey Usher.
Exactly.
Say hi to our people, Joey.
Hello everybody, nice to be with you tonight.
Awesome
Awesome.
stuff. So Joe, to start off, I just would like to know a little bit about you growing up, your upbringing.
I grew up in a big family, and you know what? People are surprised when I say we had 14. 7 boys, 7 girls, and it was wonderful. I think the most wonderful part was growing up, all of us, in a 2-bedroom house. 1 bedroom was for mom and dad, and the other bedroom was for the girls.
Oh.
Okay.
The boys slept in the lounge, but then it was the lounge, then it was the dining room in the day, and it was a bedroom in the night.
Yeah.
So they called it the bed low die. Bed low,
You see-
a bedroom,
You
the
see what I'm
lounge,
talking about? These things
the
I
dining.
forget.
Yes. So that was
Love
awesome.
it.
And my dad died when I was 13 years old. That was very tragic because it was one accident where my father and my eldest brother were killed. And as I say, I was 13 years old at the time. That was young. But then I'm number 8. And so there were how many ever below me that were younger than me, right? And my mum rose wonderfully to the occasion. And I have to say that there were lots of things. There was music in the house. The piano was being played a lot of the time. The guitar was being played. We sang, choruses, church songs. It was absolutely awesome. The other thing is that my mother was the woman's leader at church, and so being the woman's leader, she had to from time to time entertain people.
Right.
And then there were times when the entertaining went further than just you spending the day or you visiting for the day. You needed a place to sleep.
Right.
No.
So you were in the bed low die.
Yeah,
with the brothers.
Yes.
Kind of
You see
thing.
why I like my space.
Forgive you, my friend.
And so our house had lots of names. They
Yeah,
called
yeah.
it the house where the water boils.
Oh,
And then
my word.
and on one occasion when we had a visitor, he said a prayer and he said, "And Lord, please bless Sister Anne and her 14 toothbrushes," because you would go into the bathroom and there were all these toothbrushes in this cup. And then there was this very strong work ethic. You had to work hard. My father was a hard worker. Oh my gosh, he got us to work. He got us to work in the garden with him, and that was wonderful. Quality
That is so
time.
cool.
And
That's the thing.
exactly, and that's where we all developed our love for gardening. All of us, without exception. I know
I
I was about to say
Ah,
there is an
David,
exception.
sorry,
There's not
yes,
even
yes.
a green
Exactly.
Sorry, David.
So maybe it's lettuce
Yes,
in
no.
the fridge occasionally.
I missed out, guys.
Sorry about that.
David is the baby. If you haven't watched Getting to Know David Smith, it is here in this YouTube channel. So go and find it. Find out about the baby.
Marketing
So
director.
David was born posthumously.
Yes,
He
yes,
was
after.
literally born 9 months or so
Yeah.
after my father died.
Yes.
But anyway, we'll leave that for another conversation. So, but my dad made sure that we learned there was responsibility and there was, as I said, a strong work ethic. My father's mantra was hard work never killed anyone. And I would always be like, what if I'm the first one?
Naughty child.
But I remember the house was always full of other church people too.
Yes.
So on a Sunday, it was like you got lunch, and in the afternoon there'll be somebody.
Definitely. My mom drew people.
Yes.
She was awesome like that. And lots of people came to know the Lord because of Mom.
Wow.
And years after she died even, people would say, I'm a Christian today because of Auntie Anne.
Wow.
Auntie Anne witnessed to me. Auntie Anne prayed for me.
That is
And
amazing.
that was absolutely amazing. And my mother had people. She had people stay over. She had people ministering. She was, she was absolutely awesome. So, yeah, that's how I became the person that I am. And you can't ignore. You can't become a person that's not a people's person, or a person that's not understanding of what other people go through and all like the social ills. I always say to people when I meet them, you see, my family is a community.
Right.
In my family, I have all those things that are out there in the community.
Yes.
But
So
it's related to me. Yes.
In the Smith house.
In the 2-bedroom Smith house.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I've also known Joey to be a very outspoken person and somewhat confident. Tell us about how that came about.
Okay, so firstly you need to know, we also grew up in an Afrikaans household. And so my mother, the term that my mother had for me was preetalig. Yes, baie preetalig. You know, and she was really, you know, she told me on every occasion how preetalig I was. So this is how I became preetalig, because that's how I was at school.
Wait,
I would
we have
tell.
to translate the preetalig.
Preetalig means you got a big mouth.
Right.
Groot bek.
Yes, groot bek.
So I had this big mouth, and no matter what happened, I always at school or wherever. Growing up in a big family, what you have to understand is that the older ones got to discipline the younger ones, and we got our pachunks from the older brothers and sisters, and you know, and so on. And so I was in the kitchen one day, and my brother Gavin was there. He was my eldest brother at the time, and he was in the kitchen. And I can't remember what he was saying, and I was just having a big mouth about what he was saying, which was me. I was always having my big mouth about that, something. And so Gavin said, he turned and he said to me, if you don't keep quiet, I'm gonna smack you, I'll slap you. And I looked at him and I thought, well, slap me. And I said it.
Right.
I said, well, you know what?
No, you brave.
You can.
But that's how it
Yes,
is.
you can clap
I
me.
envy you.
I'm not gonna
after
keep
that.
quiet. You can clap me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not going to keep quiet, you can clap. You know, but then I thought, well, I earned my stripes.
Right.
And then after that, it was like, no, it was so. But then wherever I went, I had my say. I went to the teachers at school, and when they asked me a thing, I was like, da 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 da. And they're like, you are kind, and I was like, yeah, okay, you know. So you know, I was actually at a union meeting many years ago. At the time, the union was called Sonet, and there was this lady who was retiring or resigning from teaching to do something else. And the guy who stood up to speak in her honor said, you know, so and so is worth her weight in gold. And I was like, wow, I want to be worth my weight in gold one. I would like somebody to say that's about me one day. And then it made me realize that, well, if you want to be worth your weight in gold, you don't just wake up worth your weight in gold.
You're right, for sure.
You have to develop yourself. It's a journey. It's a process. It's not an event. And then I set my path, and I got onto that path to becoming worth my weight in gold.
Wow.
In terms of, I had to learn how to be a good organizer.
Right.
I had to learn how to be a good
Stop it.
administration was important.
Yeah.
Organizational skills don't just come. Some things you're born with.
Yes.
You know,
But
and
other things you need to
work towards and develop.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm like about 50 something kilograms. I don't think I'm quite that golden yet, you know. But I think I'm on my way. I'm on my way there. So that's
So is this why you believe that it's important to have mentors in life?
Yes, you need to. And you know, I want to say that sometimes you don't realize that you being a mentor to somebody else. Or I think the people that mentored me didn't even realize that they were my mentors.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
There was this guy that I taught with, and he was an Afrikaner, and he spoke perfect Afrikaans.
Yes.
But then he spoke perfect English as well. And if there was any person that you needed to go to say, can you help me with this letter? How do I say this?
Yeah.
Or he's the person.
Sure.
Or I need to go see somebody about something. I need to just tell me how to say it. This is what I need to say, but tell it to me
In that.
yes.
Yes.
Sometimes we work with people that are like walking, talking, living, breathing resources,
Right.
and we don't use them.
That's true. That's
Use
so
the
true.
people.
Yes.
Because it's free.
Yes.
gratis, you know.
Right.
And that is my thing.
Yeah.
And then when you are you have enough under your belt,
Yeah, you
be a
can do
mentor.
that.
Right.
be a
to
mentor
someone
to other
else.
people.
Yes, yes,
You know, be
yes.
prepared.
Yeah.
But I
Prepared to
think
do
that's
that.
why I always look around, like I always look at my company and I make sure, I'm picking my apples from the tall apple
Right.
tree.
Right.
I don't roll around with
Yeah.
apples on the
Yes.
ground
Yes.
because,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
I want to be motivated and inspired every day.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Wow.
important to. So Joey, would you say you're a risk taker?
You know, not in a big way. The one risk that I did take in my life was I left teaching after 20 years. I taught for 20 years. And you know what? I want to just say to people, if you can't change the system, change systems.
Right. I like that.
I had a job. It was, that wasn't a problem. But the job wasn't paying as well as the teaching job was
Right.
paying.
Yes.
But the bonuses of that was that I traveled to the USA, all expenses paid twice in that time.
Yes.
I would never have been able to do that.
Yes.
I would never have been
Yes.
able to visit Ross
Right.
and Shirley in the
Yes.
USA. It was part of my job, and it wasn't like it was a holiday trip. But I mean, 2 trips within 2 years,
Yeah.
month-long trips.
Right.
Absolutely
That's
awesome.
so awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Shout out to the family in the
Yes,
US.
yes.
Yes,
Straight
Ross
from the
and
US.
Shirley and Lisa and Henry, hello. But I want to just say, I really am walking in my healing. It's amazing, and these are reasons why I serve God. But so in 2007, I was diagnosed with something called HHT, and my mom had it, and so almost half of us have it. Yes, HHT simply means hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia. Okay, so it's basically where it's a blood disorder where the blood vessels don't there's a disorder with the blood vessels. The thing about the HHT is that it can affect any organ of the body, right? It can affect the lungs, it can affect the brain, it can affect, but for me it affected my lungs. And so that meant that I'm not getting enough oxygen to the rest of my body. It also meant that I would be have shortness of breath, and it would also lead to dizziness. Okay, and so for me, I do everything.
Right.
I exercise, I walk, I work, I go to school, I garden, I whatever. And like, who am I not to serve God?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't not serve God after all of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I have poor oxygen, and I sometimes feel like, oh gosh, what is my oxygen?
Of course.
He is my oxygen, and that's the reason that
Joey,
Yeah.
thank you very much for allowing us to be in your space and for sharing.
No, thank you for having us in your beautiful home and for giving us this opportunity. I hope you guys appreciate, see how much we love you,
Yes,
see how much
exactly.
knowledge and wealth you gave in this video.
Cool guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.